Hi, everybody. This is Dr. Hardt, and this is just a little bit of an update for you. I'm at a conference for the early part of this week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday in Chicago. This is the annual, what they call summit for the Social Enterprise Alliance. And some of you know that this is an area of interest for me for research and possible practice. Social enterprises are organizations that use business models to address unmet social needs. So you've got social enterprises in just about every one of your communities. Many times these are organizations that employ hard to employ folks, people with disabilities, for instance, people who are ex-convicts, people who have bad work records, people who have other disadvantages. And these people are used as workers in these organizations. They're many of these organizations are very, very fine places and fill a very definite need. And these organizations do some kind of social good. They can be like a Goodwill, where they're recycling clothing, for instance, and other household goods so that we don't have to buy as much and throw away as much. They can be places like I've run across a couple here at the conference where they do embroidery on T-shirts and screen printing on T-shirts and all kinds of other products and services. So we heard a keynote really conversation this afternoon from a gentleman who is in charge of the new federal government's Social Innovation Fund. And this is a fund that is funded through actually 3 or 4 different cabinet level departments at the federal level: Department of Labor, Department of Health and Human Services, Department of Education. And it's literally billions of dollars that are going to fund many of these social enterprise organizations. And if there was one message that came through very loud and clear from this person and also a colleague of his who actually runs one of these social enterprises, it was the message about the importance of measures. There is more and more pressure on even these, many times these social enterprises start out as nonprofits, but then they try to add on this enterprise part of the social enterprise, tried to make maybe some profit at a reasonable level, or simply have a new revenue stream. And they go to granting organizations to ask for funds. Well, one of the basic things that these granting organizations are asking for is hard, measurable evidence that the social enterprise is really having an impact. In fact, we heard from the chief executive officer for an organization called Kaboom. You can look them up on the internet, Kaboom, KABOOM.com. And they build playgrounds. And they use folks who are hard to employ or have difficult work records. So they're giving people a job, and then they're also contributing to communities. Well, this organization, Kaboom, has literally 240 different measures that they use for each of their projects. And one of the reasons that they are able to be successful in going after millions of dollars in grant money is because they have these measures. And the granting organizations that are now giving Kaboom these very large sums of money are saying, you know, we really trust this organization. We trust Kaboom because they are counting things very carefully. They're very aware of all of their costs, and they know exactly where they stand in terms of how much input is going into a project and how much impact is coming out of that project. So I think we're seeing really a wave of greater interest in accountability, and that a big part of that is being able to count the impacts of our interventions and count the impact of many of the other things that are going on in our organization. So I'll be giving you some updates as I go through the conference this week, and feel free to post any questions that you might have on the Ask Your Instructor discussion area if you'd like to hear more about them.